last question, and that might be a big question, it is about ego. So this person asks, even when I feel like I'm acting based on love, I still can feel there's ego inside of me that's active sometimes. What's the action that's not based on ego?
It's the wrong question, because any action can come out of true self, and the same action can come out of the ego, but it has a different agenda. So
can you say a little more about that?
Yeah, so agenda means I want to get something from this. So egoless action has no reason to it. It's not karmic, you know? Karma means I do this to get this result. Whereas action from consciousness, from self, is non-karmic. It's just coming out of love, for love's sake. So it means I do this out of love. I don't need anything back. Often when it comes from the ego, it says, I do this out of love, but you should also recognize me, and you should thank me, and you should give me something back.
Whoops.
And that's natural. That happens. It's not, it's not a bad thing, but you start to notice this essence of love often will just speak the truth and say things that may not get you love back, actually. People may not like you. If you reflect back to someone something that's true, that can sometimes trigger them, and they could get angry with you. And so it gets subtle, in fact. But it means anything you could say or do could come from either ego or come from true self. It's just, you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference.
So I have to ask myself, or she or he, and you know for sure.
Yes, you have to ask yourself, where is this coming from? Is this coming from a me that wants something, that wants to do something, fix something, get something? Or is it coming out of pure love that's transcendent?
But sometimes, like a person full of ego like myself, I catch myself, I realized this action was actually based on my ego. Then what do? I just stop and not do the action?
Well,
maybe I frustrate myself.
No, because it's beautiful that you had the wisdom to observe yourself and to be able to see that, that action came from my ego. And just in that moment, you've already stopped. So that's already the beginning, self-observation.
I see.
That's already the beginning. Then you can just see, does it work? Does it get me what I want? And what's even deeper? So if it was ego, let's say you're being loving to somebody, and then you realize, wait a minute, this is coming from my ego. It feels a bit sticky. Usually it feels like it's got a hook in it, And
that's very visual and nice.
Yes. And so then already just realizing that, wow, that's already the beginning. It's like, that's already insight and wisdom. And then naturally, when you see it, it stops by itself. And then in the stopping, what's left?
Interesting. So realizing is enough as a start.
Yeah, then you can see what works and what doesn't work.
Right.
Does this egoic action work? Does it give me what I want? Does it give me fulfillment? Does it give me peace? Does it give me love? Or is it a pattern based in neediness, or based,
right, like a game?
Yeah. I'll do this if you give me that. Yeah.
Right. Wow, that's great advice. Okay. And it's a relief. Just noticing is good enough as a start.
It is. You have to notice. If you don't notice, you just continue going. So noticing, that's already the power of awareness, the power of consciousness. It's like a light that shines into all the shadows. And you shine the light and everything becomes clear. And then you see there's nothing happening. There's no me separate to life. There's no stories. There's just this.
Great. Well, so that sounds like great ending to this interview. So thank you very much, Jared, for asking I'm sorry, me asking, but you answered those questions.
Yes, thank you.
And yeah.
Thank you for
and
asking questions.
And we look forward to having you again in Japan.
Thank you.
And we do the monthly satsang, right?
Yes. Yes.
For Japanese audience. Yeah.
Yes.
Participants.
Yes,
So,
everyone's invited.
Great. Okay. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much
Lisa.
for your time.
Okay, thank you.